Well, hello! Welcome to the show. It is... What is today? Sunday, June 30th, 2019? Yeah, cool. Anyway. Hold on one second here. We're going to adjust a couple of things. You know what? We'll just do this. Okay, let's try that. I think that might be better. We're gonna have to play with a few things this week here still. So, anyway, well, let me. Oh, shoot. Hey, okay, now go, now people can hear you.
I didn't say anything though, so it's fine.
Okay, so anyway, so what's new?
I have a new job, but that's it.
Okay, so tell us about it. I mean, like, there's not much for the show this week, so we're just gonna kind of BS for a while. Because I mean, that's kind of what the show has become.
My job is basically okay. Well, let's see. My title is a help desk person, right? But you have to understand about this company's IT department is that there's 4 people in this IT department, including me. So, you know, from what I can tell after spending one day there, you know, my job is more to deal with the help desk crap and just anything else that is deemed relevant for me. So I'll get to do a lot of other stuff.
Cool.
I mean, I don't know. I don't like. I can't really talk that much about it because I've only worked there one day.
Oh, so when did you start?
Yes, not yesterday. Why did I say that? Friday.
Friday. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you did like your whole 2-week notice at your previous location, yada yada yada.
Yes.
So,
although I was told that I didn't have to. I mean, the fact is that I don't want to screw.
Right. Oop. I'm still sorry. I'm still working on we updated the graphics for the show, and I'm still working on getting things all set up kind of. What the heck? So like I'm off center in the shot. Now nobody probably would have noticed that unless I actually like, but I said something about it. Let's see here. Does that look? I'm trying to decide whether it actually looks centered up or not. I think, yeah. Let's see here. Move that over a little bit. Block that. Boink! There we go. That looks a little bit better to me. So, no, the graphics got way simpler. Basically, it's just like white bars that separate everything now. And then the animated background. So, like, it doesn't look as nice as, like, the other stuff does, but I think it looks maybe more modern. So, anyway. But that's a thing. Let's see. I'm trying to think what's new with me. This is going to be weird because I was gone last week. I'm back this week. And then I'm gone next week again. So we won't have a show next week either because I'm going on like a week-long trip. So that's going to be a thing.
Don't worry. I'll be working on my computer next week anyway.
Oh! Okay, what's going on?
What do you mean what's going on? You should know what's going on.
No, but like, you actually bought stuff?
No, I didn't buy stuff.
So what do you mean you're working on your computer next week?
What comes out next week on Sunday?
Oh, is it Ryzen, the new Ryzen chips?
Yes.
So you're gonna buy them?
I might not be working on my computer next week. I feel like what I'll do is I'll go and buy one, and then I'll just sit it in the box, and I will, you know, have it if I decide I want to use it. If like reviews come out and everyone's like, "Oh, this sucks," and then I'll take it.
So why? Well, okay. I guess I was gonna say, so then why buy it right away? But then I guess if it flies off the shelf, I
don't want it to sell out on me.
I know. I just thought about that. I was like, well, if it sells out and things like that,
I'll
so
have to figure out when Micro Center opens so I can be there.
You know, Zach, I will say this: you were replaced last week.
I know.
Well, the theory, hopefully, at some point, is to have all three of us on the show all together, but somebody, pleb, decided he didn't want to be on the show this week, so I'm sure he's busy and things like that. So, anyway.
Sucks.
No, I think the two of you would get along pretty well, actually. So, but anyway, we may be, I don't know. I gotta check and see. Like, me and one of the other kind of behind-the-scenes people at the team might be coming up. So, to the cities, maybe. We'll see. I still want to, like, get, like, our Minnesota team all back together and, like, hang out and have some fun. Because I haven't seen you or Joe for a while, so. But yeah. It's funny. I talk with you every week, but, like, I haven't seen you, so. Anyway. But, what else is new? Oh, I had applied for an IT position with my old school district, but I think they already filled the position. I don't think it would have worked anyways, though, with my like schedule and things like that, but that would have been kind of cool. So, anyway. Oh, I know what's going to happen. The lovely view behind me won't change a super ton, but where I am sitting is going to be changing soon. Kind of. Like, it won't be super noticeable, but I'm working on a brand new desk, Zach.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That must be nice.
So it's still in the works at the minute. So here's what we're doing. So do you remember I've been wanting a custom desk for a while, right?
Oh yeah, you have.
So I found I went to Menards the other day. And was looking at stuff, and I'm like, well, you know what? Well, actually, here's what happened. So, I was watching another YouTuber, and they had some stuff from IKEA, and actually gave me the idea for what my final desk is going to be. So, for the legs, they had two sets of drawers. They're the Alex drawers from IKEA. So I ordered those. So those are going to be my legs for my desk. Give me a lot of storage space, too, so that's going to be really awesome. And then what he had done for the top was basically a kitchen countertop. So it's like, okay. So I was going to order it through IKEA, but the shipping was astronomical, so I'm like, okay, that idea's out. So I was like, well, you know what? I'll go to Menards and see what they got. So I ended up picking up a butcher's block. So it's all wood. This thing is so heavy, though. It's like 80 pounds. And this is where math fails me a little bit. So I'm asking the nice lady who's helping me out there. I'm like, so how deep is this thing? And originally I wanted a 3-foot deep desk, right? Well, the problem with that is that if I have a 3-foot deep desk, right? So my desk currently goes back up to the wall at the minute. So a 3-foot deep desk is going to push me back to about, I don't know, about here. Now, the camera's probably not a great perspective, but that's quite a ways from where I'm at to where the monitors are going to be.
So you overestimated it.
Oh, yeah! I overestimated 3 feet deep. So I got to thinking, and I was like, well, you know what? Let's do, like, maybe a 2.5 foot deep desk. That puts me right about here. And this is going to be, I think, a little bit better. Now, here's the theory, right? So I wanted a deep desk because I want to have space to be able to kind of push the keyboard back a little bit. And, like, put, like, papers or something in front of me or whatever. And have some space up in front. And then I want the length from side to side so that I can put the laptop off to the side. Or a notebook or whatever I may be doing. And then has space for maybe, like, a lamp and a couple other things on the desk, right? So, anyway, this is where math fails me a little bit, right? So I'm asking the nice lady, I'm like, well, how deep is this thing going to be? And she's like, oh, just over 2.5 feet deep. And I'm like, perfect. The thing's 6 foot long. At least I'm pretty sure it's 6 feet long. I might want to check that too. But anyways, so 6 feet long. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, a little over 2.5 feet deep or a little less, one or the other, right? And I'm like, okay, fine, that's going to be perfect, right? So I get the tape measure out. This thing's 3 feet deep. So I gotta load it up into the truck tomorrow, hopefully, if it's not raining. Take it down to the lumber yard and see if they can cut it down for me. So, and then once that's done, then I gotta sand that part that they cut. I'll probably put that towards the back though, and then I gotta stain the thing and then put it all together. But once it's done, it's gonna be really nice.
I wouldn't mind a new desk. This desk kind of flimsy and crap and cheap, but you know, ever since I mounted my monitors, I don't really care that much.
I'm still curious how. I need a picture of this.
What?
Again, of how
Monitors?
of how you got your monitors off.
I still have one on my phone. One sec.
Because this is hilarious. Like how he's.
Oh, you mean the old picture?
Well, okay, you know what? Here's what you should do. If you have the old picture, you should send that to me real quick here.
I've sent it to you before.
I don't know where it went. That's the problem.
That sounds like your problem.
It might have gotten deleted by accident. If you still have that picture, send that. But, like, I want, like, a new picture to, like, see how you've got this all set up. Because you've got a triple monitor set up, which I'm a little envious of.
I mean, it's not really very expensive.
Yeah, well, the theory with the Deep Desk 2 was that at some point, if I had the money, it would be nice to do a triple monitor, ultra-wide curved, like, setup.
Gee. Look, if I was going to do something like that, I would buy a different mounting device instead.
No, so the theory at that point is to screw the mounting, the theory, and just keep them on the stands. That's why I wanted a Deep Desk.
This mount, for being some crap from Amazon, it's quite sturdy.
So here's the problem, too. So the current mounting solution that I have is not going to work with my brand new desk. I could put the stands back on the monitors, but I don't want to do that. At least I don't think I want to. I'll have to see. So the problem with the mounting solution that I have is that in order to get the monitors side by side, which is what I'm probably going to end up doing with this new setup, because currently I've got one monitor that's right in front of me, I got one off to the side, and it works great, right? The problem is with the Deep Desk, the way it's going to be, drop that in the other system for me, please, so I can grab it.
What?
Yeah, drop that in Discord.
I don't have Discord on my phone.
Oh, okay. Well, here, let's do this.
You can get the URL, though.
Let's see here. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to drop it into there and then grab it from here. I've got options.
You can just do a copy link to file.
I already dropped it in my Google Drive. I'm just waiting for it to sync. There it is. So, anyway.
I have more. Upload this one.
Let's see here. So, anyway, I gotta find the right. There it is. So
it looks utterly dumb.
This is Zach's setup here.
That's before. That's not a
Oh, this is. Oh yeah. So this is the before.
That's not a thing anymore.
I love how one of the monitors is literally hanging over the side of the desk.
The other one is too.
Yeah, but the one on the right looks like more like.
It doesn't look like it's going to fall. Oh, sorry, it doesn't look like it's going to stay, but it actually does stay.
Yeah, I know, but it looks like one wrong move and it's gonna like just go over, which is kind of funny. Let's see here. Where did that go? Oh, that's interesting. So yeah. So are the two on the left, are those the same monitor? The center and the left?
Which one?
The center and the left.
No, the center is a 144 hertz.
Okay. I remember you were so excited when you it's the last one. This is your college one, right? Or this is like
No.
what you had at Nyack?
Oh, it's the same room.
Is it? Yeah, but this is the
Yes.
configuration you had at Nyack, isn't it? Eventually?
No,
Oh.
this is what I have right now.
Oh, okay.
They're
So
mounted. I know it's like darker though. I can.
I love this desk too. Like just how you managed to cram all this onto.
I don't. They're like they're like floating above the desk basically. They don't need to. Like the monitor configuration is completely irrelevant compared to the desk. Like it doesn't matter.
I love
I should say the desk size is completely irrelevant to the monitor configuration. They can be as far off the edges as they like. In fact, I can move them. Like, oh, way over here. Look at that. Oh, it's just floating over there. Okay, no problem.
Is your desk literally just kind of floating in the middle of your room there?
No, it's in the corner.
Oh, well, yeah, but the way this picture makes it looks like it's in like kind of in the middle of the room here. Well, not in the middle of the room, but like the middle of where you've got it. Just kind of like a little island. Oh man. Let's see here. Last picture. Oops. That's not what I meant to do.
Wait, what? There's only 3.
I know.
Okay, good. The last one that's dark is the one that I have now. Whatever. Anyway.
I like this configuration.
It's a nice configuration.
I know. The monitors
I like this so much better.
The monitors aren't level though, and it drives me insane.
They're level. Well, no, it's because the middle one has a fat bezel and the other ones don't.
Didn't you need some kind of weird like mounting solution too for the one because it doesn't have a VESA mount?
No, I replaced it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that mounting the device was utterly useless.
So here's a good question: what happened to the panel you picked up the other day, or did you pick it up? No, you didn't pick it up. You were contemplating
I took it back. I took it back.
Why?
I was so sad, but I took it back.
Why?
Because, well, look, you have to understand that because it's a 1440 panel, that's like I hooked it up and it was just so wonky to configure it with the two 1080s, right?
Okay,
you move the mouse
all right.
to the other screen and it would like jump because the number of pixels is different, right? Like it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It was nice. Like I tried it. It was very nice, but I just couldn't do it. And the other thing is, I've had my phone for 5 years. I am considering a new phone.
Okay, what are you considering?
Phone. I'm not going to buy a new model. I'm just not.
So what are you considering for your new phone?
So the top option on my mind right now is to look at a either new or mint condition, secondhand. Let's see. The one on my mind right now is either the Pixel 3 or a OnePlus 6.
Okay.
See, now I know there is a OnePlus 7, but it is very much more expensive than that, like twice the. And the 6T is that came out like 6 months ago. It's fine. I don't care. I'll buy it.
Okay, why a OnePlus though?
Because they go for a good price.
Okay, I mean it's kind of an odd option, I guess. Like, if you
go for a good price and it has good specs and everything.
How important is a headphone jack to you?
It's quite important. However, I've resigned to not having one because I've noticed that I think the S10 has one, doesn't it? But I don't want an S10. I'm not buying an S10.
So what's wrong with an S9?
S9? Well, it's Samsung wants to be like Apple and they want to lock down their stupid device and
mine's unlocked.
I don't know. I mean, they want to lock down their stupid device. And it has that stupid button for their stupid voice assistant that I don't want to use because it's stupid. And I don't even think there's a root available for that phone. There might be actually, but you know what? OnePlus actually lets you just root their phone.
Okay,
you can
and how
do it.
about the Pixel? Because the Pixel is basically a stock version of Android.
I'm fairly certain you can root that phone. Although I haven't looked into it because I've noticed that the Pixel, it has slightly lesser specs and is actually, like, generally speaking, more expensive. Like, if one popped up for a really good price, I'd probably buy one. Maybe. I'd consider buying one.
The
But I don't know. I really want to get another nice phone because this phone that I have an S5. It was very nice when it came out, when I got it. And it went a long way.
Yeah,
Like, it still works fairly well, too. But like, it's really getting
it's
long.
getting up there. It's getting up there.
You know, like, it's fine. But whatever.
I guess the thing is like what the
I
headphone
would like
jack.
to buy something very nice.
The headphone jack was a big thing for me. That's why I bought the S9 over the Google Pixel.
Yes, I
was-
don't understand why they don't have headphone jacks. There was an LG phone.
Don't
LG
buy an LG phone. Do not buy an LG phone.
I know. Calm down. I'm not going to. I'm
Well-
explain why in a second. There was I was looking at the LG G7 and G8. I was like, oh, that's got pretty good specs, and they're not too expensive either. Like, what's the catch? Why is this so cheap? I was looking around online, and apparently the software on those phones is just terrible.
Well, here's the problem we see all the
I
time.
don't know why you don't like them. Tell me why you don't like them.
Here's why I don't like them, because here's the problem we see all the time. Whenever an LG phone comes into our store, it's always got a problem where it will no longer boot up. And what we think is that LG phones just literally, at some point, just say, nope, I'm going to die.
Okay. I didn't know they had reliability issues. However,
That's every time we try a new battery in them. We try putting a new battery in them, and it will not boot.
That's interesting.
So,
well, I wasn't planning on buying one anyway.
Well, my boss. Here's what my boss says. This is what he came up with for LG. You know what LG stands for?
Let's go into the dump.
Literally garbage.
Okay.
That's what he says.
Never had one of their phones though.
So I thought LG made good products, but maybe not anymore. I don't even know if LG actually owns LG anymore.
I'm fairly certain they do.
Who knows? Who knows who actually owns?
But that is all. I don't know. I would like to think about getting a new device. I'm not sure though, because the fact is I'm about to spend a bunch of money on my computer, and it's like, do I really want to do that?
Yeah.
At the same time.
So this is going to be the new solution for. We do have some tech talk, as we'll get to in just a second here, but this is going to be the new solution for my monitors here, I think. So
You getting a sweet monitor?
Well, no, I'm going to keep the same monitors, but I need a different mounting solution with this new desk that I'm going to be building. So,
and you have two, right?
I've got two, yes.
Okay.
So this is what I'm thinking I'm going to do, is this thing right here.
It takes me a while to load this crap.
So
there it is. Hey, that looks, let's see.
So basically...
Oh, that's actually the same, that's like... Oh, so it mounts to a wall?
You can either mount it to a wall. What I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to get a different pole with a single VESA mount on it, and then this will attach to that VESA mount.
Oh, okay.
And that'll allow me...
That's actually the same, like, no-name crap company that sold mine that I have right now. And
so,
you know what? Like, for calling them a no-name crap company, their thing is, like, their adapter is like a brick. It is very heavy, very solid, very sturdy. It'll work.
See, here's what I needed. So the problem is that I want to put both monitors like side by side for the most part, right?
You know, that looks like you don't get any options to really adjust the monitor.
I do actually. If you look at some of the pictures,
like mine pivot and everything.
These ones will pivot. If you look at the pictures, like you can actually sort of angle them a little bit.
Oh, I see how it will pivot. Okay.
Yep.
But mine, I don't know. Mine has a lot more options.
So,
and I guess if you think that will work for you, then great. It's probably a lot cheaper.
I think, so this is going to work for me, and here's why. So, the problem with what I have right now is that if I want to put the two monitors side by side, the arms have to swing back. And the problem is that's going to force me to have to push the desk away from the wall. And I don't want to do that because I don't want the desk to be out from the wall any further than it already is.
So you like how it's kind of flat.
Right, exactly. That's the thing. Because then I can push the desk all the way back and still have my monitors, you know, I don't have to worry about the arms, and I can put the monitors kind of like side by side for the most part. Or I could probably extend the one and probably still have it off to the side, kind of like I have mine right now. I got to play around with it, but that's kind of the theory with this. So this is, you know, I'm excited to have a brand new desk and actually have some space on the side for me to be able to put things. I'm thinking doing a little lamp or something like that. Maybe putting a wireless charger in there, or finding a lamp with a wireless charger built in. So I could just
the wireless chargers.
Well, this way I can just set my phone down and have it charge while I'm just sitting here. Plenty of space for my speakers, things like that. And then maybe a couple other fun things on the desk and stuff like that. I might do the cliche little like potted plant or something like that. Just because. But I think it's going to look really nice. And I'm going to like the extra space. Basically what I'm wanting to do, I want to create a nice space that I can just work in, and concentrate in really well. And I think it's going to be a thing. Like, I'm not going to miss having a leaf on the side, at all, I don't think. So I still got to figure out where I'm going to put a couple things, like some of my speakers and stuff like that. I have kind of a floating shelf above me, and I might keep that, but the problem is it's going to be kind of off-center. And I don't plan to move it. At least I don't think I'm going to, because that's going to require me to make more holes in the wall, and some people are not happy about all the holes in the wall. So, anyway, that's a thing. So, but let's take a look at what we've got for some tech topics this week. We might as well talk about this. Oh, so here's something interesting. Oh, what the flip? That is not the story I thought it was.
What did you click on?
I apparently copied the wrong link into the wrong thing. Give me a second here. Let's see if we can find this story here. Here it is. So, cool. All right. So, the Federal Communications Commission has granted Verizon permission to keep newly purchased phones locked to its network for a period of 60 days.
Wait, what? So, what does that mean?
Well, I don't know if Verizon sells. A lot of times when you go to a carrier, you buy a phone, it's locked to the network by default.
It's locked to their network anyway, though, right? Generally speaking, if you want an unlocked phone, you have to buy an unlocked phone.
Unless what this means is that even if you buy an unlocked phone, it's going to be locked to the network for 60 days.
That is utterly dumb, but, I mean, I don't know who's so switch happy that they need to change their cellular carrier every 60 days. I mean, I don't know. I don't see that that's like utterly ridiculous, but
why? That's more the thing for me.
That's the thing is like, what is the point though? Like, are people really having a habit of buying an unlocked device, putting it on Verizon, and then?
But why should it matter?
What? Like,
why should it matter?
I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't really think this is.
Oh!
But like, why? Why are
okay, here. As a result, the leading U.S. carrier says it will soon do exactly that, claiming, quote unquote, it's meant to prevent fraud and identity theft.
What? How does changing your cellular provider have anything to do with it?
I don't. God. That's why I said quote unquote claiming.
What? This makes no sense. Like, I feel like we're missing something.
Right?
I have no idea why they would do that. I don't understand the value of this.
After 60 days, the phones are going to unlock automatically. That's at least what the executive vice president of Verizon said.
So does that mean if you buy an unlocked phone and you activate it on Verizon, it's locked for 60 days to Verizon?
Well, okay, so that means that fraudsters who order and steal phones, clearly with no intention of ever paying for them, will have a much harder time. Wait, what?
So wait, are people like ordering unlocked phones through Verizon and not paying for them after they receive them?
But how does that work? Normally you have to pay for something before they ship it to you.
Yeah, like, what? I mean, maybe they're ordering them with, like, stolen credit cards or something.
But how does locking it to Verizon's network for 60...
Yeah, I don't understand. Can't they just keep the phone for 60 days and then sell it?
Right? I don't know.
If that's the goal, then, I mean, great. They wait 60 days and then they sell the phones that are unlocked now. I don't get it.
Okay,
And, in theory, if that's the case, then how come if they can identify these stolen devices, right? Like, because surely they know, like, the IMEI number and all that of the device that was sent to this so-called fraudster, then why can't they just permanently lock the phone or just permanently? Because I know that each phone has a unique IMEI number. Like,
right,
I'm
not a
cellular provider, but surely there's some way to like blacklist that IMEI number.
Right, it's like a MAC address for a device.
Well, a MAC address can be spoofed, but I don't know about an IMEI.
Maybe, but like the theory is kind of the same. It uniquely identifies that particular device on the network.
Right, and so why can't they just blacklist that device or something? And like, surely they can tell it to all competitors too, because their competitors probably don't want fraudsters on their network. I don't know, like. Good luck activating that phone in the U.S. I mean, that seems reasonable to me, right? It seems like something they should be able to do. Just blacklist that device from ever being able to be activated.
Right, something like that. So
even across all the major carriers, I bet.
Yeah. So if you're wondering why Verizon needs this permission in the first place, here's what this says. It dates back to the FCC's 2008 auction of 700 megahertz spectrum, which saw Verizon come away with a prize C block, whatever the heck all that means, just space on the airwaves, I guess. But the rules of that transaction require Verizon to unlock the phones it sold for use on any carrier that device could support. Ever since Verizon has adhered to this policy, and as a result has been less restrictive than AT&T, T-Mobile, and Sprint, those other carriers each lock new phones to their network either for a set length of time until a device has been fully paid off, or both.
I still think that locked devices are just utterly stupid.
Yep. So we agree with Verizon that strict compliances with the unlocking requirements is inconsistent with the public interest because it facilitates and may even encourage fraud. I don't know how, but okay. The FCC's...
definitely doesn't encourage fraud.
Yeah, the FCC's Donald Stockdale wrote in yesterday's filing, the harms associated with identity theft and related forms of handset fraud are... none of this makes sense to me. How does having an unlocked phone create more fraud?
I think I understand where this is going. Now, I don't know what the process of buying an unlocked phone through Verizon looks like, but my theory in my head is that, maybe they're worried about people like, stealing credit cards and stuff like that, and then buying these phones unlocked. Get the phones, and then they were bought with stolen credit cards that aren't going to get paid for, obviously, so that gets charged back and everything, but they've already got the phones. So, sucks.
Well,
I guess.
Verizon
I have no idea.
Verizon is claiming that 7,000 of its customers were affected by identity theft in 2018, which is a 46% increase from 2017. Okay, that's kind of significant. And it says headset fraud cost the company nearly $190 million. Wow, $190 million? Whoop-de-frickin' ding-dong-do for a company that makes, like, how many billions of dollars a year?
I mean, it's not small change, but honestly, Verizon sucks. And
well, that prompted it to ask the FCC.
Anything that makes them sad makes me happy.
Right? That prompted it. Well, yeah. So this prompted them to ask the FCC to reach this decision back in February. Verizon's numbers were encouraged, are enough to convince the FCC that a 60-day lock period is acceptable, despite objections raised by T-Mobile. Verizon competitors said that the requested waiver would anyways. What? Reverse rate? What the heck is this word?
Eviscerate?
Oh, eviscerate. There we go. Yep. Thank you. Would eviscerate the unlocking rule. The SEC disagrees and lays out its reasoning here. So, the limited waiver will not undermine the underlying policy objectives of the handset unlocking rule and will, in fact, better serve the public interest. The locking rule was adopted to enable consumers to migrate from one service provider to another on compatible networks. Allowing handsets to be locked for 60 days will not interfere significantly with this policy objective. Verizon indicates that only a tiny fraction of its customers port their numbers or change carriers within the first 60 days of service, and that those who do change carriers usually return their handsets to Verizon within the 14-day return period. Accordingly, we agree that with Verizon, that a temporary 60-day lock will not have an impact on an acceptable number of Verizon's customers, nor will it have a material impact on the ability to switch carriers. So
it is kind of like we were thinking, where not many people would actually do that.
Right. By giving Verizon the thumbs up for its limited waiver from the C-block rule, the FCC is mandating that Verizon automatically unlock phones after 60 days, even for devices that are still on payment plans and even if a customer doesn't specifically request it. The one exception here is fraud. If Verizon determines a phone was purchased fraudulently, it can keep that device lock in place. I bet you, okay, this maybe makes sense. Locking it to the carrier for 60 days, I could see somebody fraudulently buying a phone and then reselling it as an unlocked phone for a lot more.
Well, maybe.
That's probably why. This is probably why. And if your theory about IMEI numbers and things like that is correct, then they should be able to keep track of that, I would imagine. So maybe that's why. That would make a lot more sense in my mind. So, anyway.
Now, it all seems reasonable to me, but, with companies like Verizon, you never know what they're up to.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's some horrible, evil reason they want to do that, let's be honest. They are horrible and evil, after all.
They are horrible and evil, after all. Oh, man. All right, let's move on real quick here. Time for Microsoft news. So let's talk about Cortana real quick here. Microsoft might be working on making Cortana better at holding conversations, but the software maker is also increasingly separating its digital assistant from Windows 10. Woo! Yay!
Wait. What?
You didn't know this? Haven't we talked about this before?
Let's rewind, okay? Let's go through that again.
So they're working to make Cortana better at holding conversations, but the software maker is also increasingly separating its digital assistant from Windows 10.
Incredible!
Right?
Wait, but I often forget Cortana exists because, I've quite thoroughly shut her off.
Yeah. Well, so in the newer updates, they've actually decoupled Cortana from search, in the recent Windows 10 May 2019 update. Well, I think Microsoft has finally just conceded and said, "Yep, we acknowledge that Cortana sucks."
Well, they won't admit that Cortana sucks. They just...
Well, okay, so they're decoupling it from Windows...
A lot of people...
They're decoupling it from Windows 10, and they're going to be bringing Cortana to the Microsoft Store as a separate app now. So if you want to use Cortana, you can.
And let me guess, nobody's going to download it. Because not only does...
I don't know!
I mean, I find...
Okay, but remember, Cortana has built-in Alexa support, remember?
I don't know anyone who uses the Microsoft Store. And of those who do, I wouldn't expect many of them to want to use Cortana.
I have downloaded a couple things from the Microsoft Store. like the Slack app, I think, and like Spotify once, but like it's just because it was way simpler to install them that way. But like the Microsoft Store is really annoying because it's like, oh, sign in, sign in, sign in, sign in, sign in. Oh, and then once you sign in, then sometimes it decides to link your local account to a Windows account, Windows Live account. It did that on me one time. That was annoying, because I don't want to sign in with my Microsoft account on my system. I want a local freaking account. Thank you, Microsoft.
I will always be having a local account. I will never, ever make a Microsoft account.
Right, I don't want a Microsoft account. I want a local freaking account.
Microsoft account! Microsoft account! You need a Microsoft account!
I love it. So, Microsoft is using this beta app to update Cortana separately from Windows 10, so the digital assistant can supposedly get new features quickly. However, Cortana was always built as a web-based service so that it could be updated without core Windows 10 changes. It's not immediately clear what Microsoft has planned here, but it's likely connected to the upcoming beta phase of its codename 19H2 Windows 10 update. So.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of Windows 10 updates, can we just talk about the light theme that's included with the newest build of Windows 10, which is version of Windows 10?
Is this what I'm looking at right here?
This light theme is horrible. I don't like it. That might be a controversial opinion, though. I don't know. I find it awful, and I don't like it.
I think I know. I think I see what you're looking at. Give me a second here.
Link it for me?
Yeah, there you go. This right here.
It's loading. Hold on.
Is this what you're talking about?
It's still loading. Hold on.
I think this might be what he's talking about. This has like this.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about.
You know what? Okay, I will admit.
I don't like it.
I will admit with that background, it doesn't look horrible, but like, I wouldn't turn it on by default.
The first time I saw a computer like that, I was like, "Who turned on high contrast?" When I started looking for it, I'm like, "Wait, turned off?"
You're like, "What the flip is going on here?" Aren't you?
A little confused, yeah, and then
I like this darker mode.
I remember asking someone, I was like, "Oh, okay, it's included by default."
I didn't even know this was a thing. No, I would imagine Windows gives you the option to change the color of the taskbar like they do right now.
Oh, I'm sure it does. But why did they have to do that by default? I don't know.
Because everyone else is going for this dark mode. Microsoft's like, let's be different. Let's go for a light mode.
Well, you know what? I'm sure my old coworkers are going to be bombarded with people who want to know why it changed and how to change it back.
You know, I wonder, do we reveal where you used to work now, or do we keep that a secret?
It's not really difficult to figure out, nor important.
You know what? I think we keep it a secret. Can we
just say a dump? How about that?
I like that. So anyway, so that's what's going on in Microsoft news. This is something we can talk about real quick, but like not super anything interesting. Although I do want to try one of these, the Raspberry Pis. So the other day, Raspberry Pi introduced its new version of its popular line of single board computers, the Raspberry Pi 4 Model B. It's the fastest Raspberry Pi ever, with the company promising desktop performance comparable to entry-level x86 PC systems. And the size of a credit card. That's kind of cool.
The Raspberry Pi is an interesting device that has no place in my life because I would never use it.
So this new model is built around the Broadcom BCM 2711 SoC. It has 4 1.5 gigahertz Cortex A72 CPU cores. Really? Quad core?
Those are ARM.
Right. Okay.
It's an ARM CPU. I mean, like, you want to compare that to like your average flagship phone these days has like 8 cores.
Really?
8 ARM cores. Yeah.
Has options for 1, 2, and even 4 gigabytes of DDR4. And the Pi 3 was limited to the Pi 3 was limited to 1 gigabyte of RAM. Let's see, there have been some upgrades and tweaks to the Pi 4 I/O as well. Gigabit Ethernet returns. Why would they have gotten rid of that? Well, okay, fine, on a device that small, maybe. Okay. Let's see, 4 USB ports. 2 of them get an upgrade to USB 3.0. Power is now supplied via a USB-C port. Okay. Let's see. There's a headphone jack. And still a 4-pole solution providing audio and composite video. Interesting. Yeah. I don't know. I've seen it for like being able to like stream like from Plex and things like that, but that might be the only thing I would use it for. Other than that, like nothing super stands out to me on it. So yeah.
I make it. I've never explored the possibility, but I feel like a device like that might make an okay like HT-PC sort of thing.
No. Not for actually serving.
Have the outputs for that though.
Not
for serving. No.
No, not for serving. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying for playback, it would probably be okay. Where you've got
that'd be the device you hook up to your TV.
Right. Here's the solution I would use them for. So, my grandfather owned a bowling alley way back in the day, and I wanted to buy it back. It's since been sold and turned into something else, which I'm a little bitter about. But anyway, that's beside the point. So if I were to ever build a bowling alley at some point, I would probably implement electronic menu boards into it. And rather than paying for, for like the concession stand and like showing prices of like how much you're going to pay for bowling and things like that. Anyway, my theory is that I would run them on their own totally separate network and basically just set them up to load a web page on boot up that displayed the different like menu boards that I wanted. And then have a server somewhere that actually serves those pages. But that's like what I would use them for. They're small, so they'd be easy to attach to the back of like a TV or something like that. And they're going to be powerful enough to display a menu board like that. Like a web page, basically. So that would be the use case that I would use them for. But in terms of like actual computing, definitely not. So, anyway. Well, that's what I got for this week. I don't have anything else unless you do.
No, it's pretty short, but all right, we can do it.
Yeah, well, I've got something that I want to talk to you about in a minute. So hopefully you can stick around for a little bit. So, yeah.
I'll stick around for a few.
Okay, cool. We're gonna discuss some things with somebody in a minute. But anyway, that does it for our show this week. Thanks for joining us. If you liked, get subscribed, all that fun stuff. Like, dislike, comment down below. We won't be back next week because I'm gone, but we'll be back the week after that. So, anyways, thanks for joining, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye!